Welcome to Tiny Rails, the fun little game with a train. And hopefully, unless it's got lost somewhere, no, here it comes. Here comes my train now. Not very particularly visible in this light, but it has a different car on the front of it from the start of the last episode, because I put a different car on at the end of the last episode. And with luck, I should be somewhere in Russia right about now. Heading towards Moscow. I believe the wonderful explorer Catalina and her friends and my crew are going to do something probably pretty despicable in Moscow. I'm not entirely sure what. It's something to do with a golden mask, to do with finding the city of El Dorado. Yep, that's pretty much all I can remember. I guess we'll find out, but as I mentioned in the last episode, one of the things I need to do is progress the story so that I can get further into this game, because the story is the bit that's lagging behind. It's the bit I've been paying least attention to relatively recently, as I've been busy delivering cargo, expanding stations, completing areas, and all that wonderful good stuff. This episode is pretty much straight after the last one, apart from I was in Western Europe when I ended that episode. Now I'm in Russia, so if I go to the map and expand it slightly. When I ended the last episode I was over here somewhere, and now I've made it into Russia. But I've done nothing with cargo or any of the other areas since. At the end of the last episode, I remembered I'd picked up this wonderful Mutz-Cut engine and caboose. So I shoved them on my train at the end of the last episode, and here they are now. And they give me a slight speed increase, a very slight speed increase, anywhere in the world. Not as good as some of the increases on some of the other cars, but I just think this car looks cute. And I wanted to change from the last this engine looks cute, and I wanted to change from the last engine I was using, because I'd been using it for quite a while. So here we come into Moscow, and we will see what the wonderful story in Moscow has to say for itself. Okay, Julian. That was a close call. Okay, not sure what he's referring to here, but we'll find out, I guess. Catalina. There it is! The mask! Monica. She's the thief that's been following us. Not so fast. You can keep the book. I'll be taking this piece of the mask. Ta-ta, Catalina! Catalina. I cannot believe this. She took the mask after all our hard work getting in here. Julian. We need to get out of here before anyone notices the mask is missing. Yes, the Russians don't take very kindly to people stealing their treasures. Catalina. Agreed. At least we still have the Book of Gold. Monica. Jean-Marc, I have something in my possession more interesting than the Book of Gold. What is it? Half of the Mask of El Dorado. It was an unexpected bonus. My price just doubled. What? You can't do that to me. I can and I will. You'll see my drone soon with a mask piece in it. If you don't pay me, the drone goes boom. Got it? Jean-Marc. Fine, fine. When I have access to El Dorado, money will be no object. Get me the other half of the mask at any cost. Okay, so we came for what looks like half of the mask, and Monica stole it away from us. Wonderful. Joyous. Well, South America Chapter 1 is now complete. Where does it want me to go next? Make a stop at the Rio Grande, Brazil. I know where that is, because I spent a lot of time in South America recently fulfilling all the cargo requirements before the last 2 episodes, so it's a long way away and there's no easy way of getting there. If I zoom out, right, because the nearest port to me is either that one, the depot, is that one down in Africa West, or this one over in Southeast Asia West, the Southeast Asia port, Or I suppose technically I could always go to the one in the Asia East port. Because I need to go all the way down here and down there. On the bright side, when I completed the South America lower area and the checklist, it opened this factory up, and I'd already placed the resources in it for when I collected the checklist, so I could get a new wonderful car, a car by the looks of it. So when I get to this point, I will be able to pick up a new car. However, I now need to decide where I want to go next. I wasn't expecting South America to be my next destination. So, well, I'm thinking right, let me set a destination of that port. Yes, it's going to take me a little time to get there. I'm not going to make it during this episode. And start heading that general direction. What I haven't done yet is visited the Caribbean. I may have unlocked the Caribbean and spent money buying every station there and fully upgrading them, even though I didn't have to construct anything. I'd actually prepared myself for constructing a load more stations and had all the stuff in a depot, thinking I was going to need a load of construction equipment to complete these. So I can head to Miami, then start... Well, I say head to Miami, I'll head in the general direction of Miami, but along the way I'll pick up a load of things like... I need peanuts. Well, I'll get them in the Caribbean. Pick up some steel I've got in my depot, for example, or some strawberries, tomatoes. Most of this I can get in North America. And I will fulfill a load of the cargo requirements in the Caribbean. I think that's what I'm going to do next. However, because I'm not going to get there for quite a while, and I've got to do something in the meantime during this episode, otherwise it's really going to be really not that interesting. So let's see what I can get by the way of cars. A steam DD car. I've got one of them. Double decker, I guess the DD stands for. Oh yeah, a water park car. At least that's brand new. Okay. +5 entertainment when equipped in summer. Well, it's the summer. And while I'm here, I'll do a couple of standard rolls, see if there's anything else brand new I can get. A modern cargo car. That's new. Well, we'll go for one more. I may not put all these cars up. Oh, and a mono. Okay, I got... Out of the 4 cars I picked up, 3 of them I've never seen before. So that's a passenger car. That's something. Well, time to change some cars on my train. Let's just get out of St. Petersburg. So, the water park car can replace that one. The alpaca car can stay because it's still not fully upgraded. Now I've got to find these other cars which I just picked up. Sometimes they're in the middle of the list, sometimes they're at either end. So whichever way I go round, it's going to be the wrong way. I can guarantee that. That's just the way it works for me. That's the Steam DD car, which I'm not looking for right now because that's not brand new to me. Okay, they're going to be here somewhere. I'm going to be coming towards the end of the list. Okay, they were at this end. Typical. Okay. Well, I've got a... That's a yellow cargo car, which is... Why did I do that? I'll show it now over here. It's fully upgraded and it only carries 12 cargo. And that one's the Abraham car, which is fully upgraded and carries only 7 passengers, whereas this one is the... What car are you? The South Africa Lima car, which holds 10 passengers and is fully upgraded. Well, I'll replace the cargo car with the new type of cargo car, and I will replace the Abraham car with the mono car. So that gives me 3 new cars on this train, as well as the ones that are still trying to upgrade. Yeah, whatever's in St. Petersburg I don't want. It has... The cargo in Russia has no use for me in the Caribbean or all the outstanding places I have. So this one, the mono car, is only going to require 500 experience to get to level 2, which is quite nice. Oh, looks like we've slowed down because of the snow, so... I clicked on the wrong thing. Let me go to the wonderful people and tell them to clear snow from the track. So at least that way I'll speed back up again. And this wonderful cargo car also only requires a modern cargo car. Okay, that only carries 8 cargo, but only requires 500 experience to upgrade. So that'll be quite nice. And the water park car. Ah! They missed one. It's open from 1800 to 3600. And one of the previous updates, they had gone around and cleared up a load of the little typos like that. Looks like they missed the one on the water park car, because 3600 doesn't exist. But again, it's a minor typo. I think it'll probably close at midnight. You know, 2400. I guess we'll see. It'd be nice to have daylight back so I can see my pretty cars, all my brand new pretty cars. But it does earn me a little bit of cash as we're going along. It's going to take a long time to upgrade to its full capacity, or its full capability, because it's going to take 5,000 experience to get to the next level, and is it 25,000 experience? I think it's 25,000. That's the way they normally go. Yep, like the Biggie Snake car or the Alpaca car. 25,000 to fully upgrade to level 3. But it's nice. I wasn't expecting to get 3 cars I'd never seen before from the Gumball machine, because if I go to the Trainiary, I've now found 102 out of the possible 150 possible cars that I can get. And if I scroll down, there's one here or there that are missing from the early parts of these screens, but as I get further down, you suddenly see there's mass gaps of these cars that I've never seen. I'm just wondering, in their last update, did they correct one of the other little things? No, and as you can still see, everything is numerically in order, even though there are huge gaps between the numbers because those cars aren't available in the Steam version of this game. They are on the mobile version. But when I get to the last 7 cars, of which I all have, it goes 311, 313, 312, 314, 309, 310, 38. So they lost the numerical order in the 300s. Just one of the, again, purely cosmetic, has absolutely no detrimental effect on the game whatsoever. But it's just one of those little things you notice, because everything else, I was going to say everything else is in numerical order, but just noticed. No, there's a load of cars in the hundreds before a load of cars in the 70s, which also not in numerical order. So they've got a bit of work to do on getting the train cars in the correct order. If they're planning on doing it in numerical order, if that was the plan, which I assume it was. Otherwise, why give all these train cars numbers? Wednesday. Oh, okay. It's 3:30 in the morning. Daylight starts appearing. What's it, about 7:30, I think, in this game? So it's a little while before daylight, so I can see the beauty of my wonderful new cars in all their glorious colour. I am completing jobs, so I'm not worried about that at the moment, even though I now need some money because I don't have much. One of the other things, because of all my time I spent in South America, I've now got 176 out of the 191 possible photographs. There are going to be some that I have missed in places I've already visited, sometimes because I wasn't paying attention. Sometimes it might take you 5 or 6 trips past a certain place before it actually spots it for you. But things like the Bob Marley Museum I expect to get in the Caribbean. That one, I don't know where that is, but I'm assuming Caribbean or Latin America. The Che Guevara Mausoleum, I don't know if that's in Cuba or somewhere else. I can't remember where Che Guevara died. I know he was with Castro at one point. Dunn's River Falls. Again, not sure where that is, but I think there's at least one that I haven't got that's in New Zealand somewhere. Grand Santiago Tower I haven't found. I found Santiago, at least the Santiago I'm aware of, but I haven't found the Grand Santiago Tower. Maybe because I haven't fully upgraded the Santiago station, that's entirely possible. Havana Cathedral, I should be able to find the Caribbean, but I'm pretty sure there's one in New Zealand, so it may be that you've got to visit them after you fully upgrade the station. I don't think that's true. In fact, I'm positive that's not true. So maybe a couple that I'm missing I just haven't been paying attention to, or they just haven't revealed themselves at this point. I'm sure they will in the fullness of time, because now I can unlock all areas and travel. Well, I will be able to unlock all areas shortly and travel everywhere. I should be able to find all the photographs in the fullness of time. Yep, that pretty much is everything I can think of saying on that subject. Like I say, I've got to collect money from a load of jobs. I just want daylight to arrive so I can see my trains in all their colourful glory. And this is the downside of putting level 1 cars on a train. As you can see, the maintenance and cleaning levels are, for this car for example, it's out of 80. If I look at, was a level 3 car, you're a level 3 car. This car, it's out of 300 or 260. So you get complaints about cleaning, or the little symbol about cleaning and maintaining cars, a lot earlier, or a lot more frequently with level 1 cars than you do with level 3 cars. Plus, once they upgrade, they'll be able to carry more passengers, or sort of have better options, or carry more cargo. But once I've delivered all the cargo around the world that I can deliver, then I will remove all these cars, or most of these cars, off the back of this train. I'll certainly remove probably about 5 of them and put a couple more passenger cars on, because that is how I will make money. If I keep not delivering cargo, as I have no need to deliver cargo, I will be making money off passengers and completing jobs. So I will quite happily remove a load of the cargo cars and just go with basically a passenger train with a little bit of cargo capacity for stuff I pick up from obstacles. And then I will run around the world completing as much of the main story as I possibly can. But if I have less cars on the train, then it should go faster. But right now I want all the cars I've got. It's running at its full capacity of 19 cars, I believe. I'll check this. Oh, yep, there it says 19 out of a possible 18 equipped. Its weight is 56% of its possible carrying capacity. It can carry 128 passengers and 300 cargo currently. That does change slightly depending on the region and the current bonuses of certain cars in certain regions, or the engine, etc. in certain regions, depending which engine I've got on the train at any given point. But I think at my peak I had, before they updated the game to fix it where I was coming to a hard stop, I had no more cargo I could deliver. I think my passenger capacity was up in the 250 to 300 area. Just because I had very little cargo capacity on my train because I didn't need it. So I will be going back to that type of thing. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. So, in the next episode, I should be delivering cargo in the Caribbean. That is my intent anyway at this point. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to go do, but I've got to go pick up a load of the cargo I'm going to need before I can deliver it, strangely enough. So I will go pick up the cargo in my own time, and then we will head to the Caribbean, see what photographs I can take in the Caribbean. We'll probably do a trip down the whole of the Caribbean from one end of it to the other, and then I'll decide what to do after that. But I imagine after that I will go back to the main story and chapter 2 of the South American part of the main quest, which is going to be in the Rio Grande, Brazil. Until then, I hope you enjoyed or found it interesting, or just see this one as a filler until whatever you're anticipating comes along. And hopefully I will see you down the track for more of Tiny Rails in the near future. Cheerio! Oh yes, by the way, my train does look very pretty with this water. Is it called? Water park car. I like it in daylight. It looks very, very nice. Cheerio!